Hello friends, welcome back. Here I am once again with my second video regarding the clauses. In the earlier video, we studied the introduction to clauses. In this one, we are going to learn the basic kinds of subordinate clauses. Dear friends, all you know that the main clause in the complex sentence has the same function in all the sentences. Therefore, there are no types of main clauses. But the subordinate clause basically functions differently in different sentences. When the subordinate clause functions as a noun, it is noun clause. When the subordinate clause functions as an adjective, it is an adjective clause. When the subordinate clause functions as an adverb, it is an adverb clause. And therefore, basically the subordinate clauses, according to their basic functions, are classified into three types, and they are noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. Before we proceed, dear friends, I request all you watch this video till the end. Watch the earlier video also, and if you like it, please do subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you. Friends, in language learning, understanding the concepts of grammar clearly is very much important, and that helps us to acquire the language easily. Subordinate clauses function in three different ways. They play three different functions, and according to their basic functions, they are classified into three major types, and they are noun clauses, adjective clauses, and adverb clauses. You know the part of speech noun. Noun is a word used to name a place, person, thing, emotion, or idea. When the subordinate clause functions as a noun, it works as a noun. That is, when the subordinate clause is either a subject, object, or complement of the verb, it is noun clause. It is quite easy and simple. You see, when the subordinate clause does the function of a noun, it is noun clause. For example, in the first sentence, the subordinate clause, it would rain, is the object of the verb could guess. In the second sentence, that lion is a brave animal, is the subject of the verb is. In the third sentence, India will win the match, is the complement of the verb am. In all the three sentences here, the subordinate clause is playing the role of a noun, and therefore it is called noun clause. In the same way, friends, when the subordinate clause describes a noun or pronoun in the main clause, as we do see in the part of speech, when a word describes a noun, it is called adjective. When a word describes the pronoun, it is called adjective. In the same way, when the subordinate clause describes or says something more about the noun or pronoun in the main clause, it is working as an adjective there, and therefore it is called the adjective clause. In the first example, yesterday I saw a man who spoke a strange language. Who spoke a strange language is the subordinate clause, which is qualifying the noun, a man. In the second sentence, which are based on facts, is the subordinate clause, which is qualifying the noun, books. In the third one, whose profile is good, is the subordinate clause, which is qualifying the pronoun, them in the third sentence. In the same way, you see, when the subordinate clause describes or modifies or qualifies the action in the main clause or the verb in the main clause, it is working as an adverb. In the part of speech, we call the word an adverb when the word describes or qualifies or modifies the verb or action. As we call the word an adverb, in the same way, when the subordinate clause functions as an adverb, when the subordinate clause modifies or qualifies or describes the verb, the action in the main clause, it is working as the adverb clause. In the first example here, the peacock begins to dance when it rains. It rains is the subordinate clause which is telling us about the time of the action. That is, the verb is qualified. Verb begins is qualified. In the second, it was expensive is qualifying the verb buy, did not buy. And in the third one, he may get promoted is the subordinate clause which is qualifying the verb walks in the third sentence. So, friends, when the subordinate clause works as an adjective, it is adjective clause. When it works as an adverb, it is adverb clause. When it works as a noun, it is noun clause. Friends, that was about the basic functions and basic types of subordinate clauses. In our upcoming new videos, we shall study the noun clauses, adjective clauses, and adverb clauses. We shall also study the subordinating conjunctions and their functions. We shall also study the subkinds of adverb clauses. But before I conclude, if you like the video, please subscribe my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you so much.